Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's webcast, Top 8 Ways Executive Recruiters Are Using CorporateAffiliations.com. Today's conference is being recorded, and at this time I'd like to turn things over to Ms. Laura Tarnofsky. Please go ahead.
Thank you. I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Laura Tarnofsky, Product Manager for Research Solutions here at LexisNexis Business Insight Solutions. During the session, I'll walk you through 8 ways that our executive recruiter clients are currently using corporate affiliations online to find the right fit to fill executive positions, and I'll also include some online demos of our tool's capabilities. Corporate affiliations is an effective way to research companies to place individuals in or to find executives that fit your corporate client's needs. Reason number 1. Recruiters are using our Executive Move Alerts feature to stay up to date on executive changes within organizations and to find out about job openings. You can set up Executive Move Alerts by specific companies that you want to follow to find out when executives have left or to track specific executives wherever they may go professionally. You can customize your alert criteria by company, executive, or any combo of industry, job title, sales revenue range, or region or location. These would get delivered to the inbox of your choice. I'm just going to jump to the product. I want to show you our alerts feature. So this, say we did a search for again. Say we do a search for Adobe. This is our typical results screen. What we're going to do here is just take a few of these companies. Like, let's say I track Adobe systems and maybe a couple other companies on here. What I can do is add them to my alerts by clicking this button here. And you get a little pop-up so that you can change the email address to whatever email address you want. And you would get alerted if any of the executives within those companies changed within that week. And they're sent out twice a week. You can also set alerts up by people, so by any executive's name. If we clicked into but if you click into the company and pull down here, you can look at an executive list within a corporation, get someone's name, go back up to our bio quick search for that person. And within the results, we're going to select them and add them to our alerts card as well. So at this time, anytime he moves or has a change within his company, so if his title changes or if he moves to a different corporation and has a new job, you would be alerted as well. You just go like this and do add to alerts cart right here. And add. So that is the first way that our executive recruiters, our clients, executive recruiter clients are currently using our products. Now, one other way that you can set up alerts, I just want to show you here. If we go to our alerts card, you can actually set up alerts by a combination of criteria. So you can set up alerts based on job title, particular industry, maybe location. You can do size by using sales and revenue, and specific titles as well. I'm going to jump back here. Okay, the second way, reason number 2. So our executive recruiter customers are using corporate affiliations' historical company profiles. They're using them to view the former executive for a particular company back to 1993 or as early as we had that company listed in our products. So let's say you're doing research to try and place someone in a big technology company. You can look up that company profile of a competitor company, access the historical company profile data for it, and take a look at who was on that executive list in a specific title that you're focusing on a few years back. Then you can take that data, and I'll show you in a minute, you can take that data and track down those executives using corporate affiliations and find out where they are now with information if you wanted to reach out to them as potential candidates. So I'm just going to jump to our quick bio search, and our site is www.corporateaffiliations.com if you're not familiar with it. Go to quick bio. So what we're going to do here is quick company, I'm sorry. We're going to go to Microsoft and click into Microsoft. It's a pretty big company profile. I'm going to open. Okay, and we're going to just jump down to actually our historical data over here. We're going to go into compare all years. Now our historical data is our company profiles, which I'll show you in a few minutes. But it's snapshots of the company profiles taken in April of every year, so it reflects the last quarter of fiscal year end of the year. And it's, you can basically do a side-by-side of all the information in the company profile, such as revenues and what you guys would be interested in. Let's do executive data. So right here we have a snapshot for 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, and present, but it does go back to 1993 or as early as we've had this company listed. You can at least definitely look 5 years back, 10 years back, whatever you'd need to. But you could basically go here and look for an individual. So let's say we're looking at Lisa Brummel, the Chief People Officer here from 2012 within Microsoft. And then you can go to a bio quick search. And basically you can find out where she is now, what company she's working for, and get contact information for that company by clicking in here. You wanted to reach out, and she fit the criteria of the particular position that you're trying to fill. Okay, reason number 3. To do deep research on companies. We have in-depth company profiles in CA that's all comprised of corporate affiliations content. So we own it. LexisNexis owns our content and builds it and verifies it. It's not coming in from other sources. So it is verified and qualitative. We're going to jump back to a profile. Into Facebook. And just so you can see from this screen, you can search for companies by either company or ticker, or find companies by various layers of criteria on the screen. From any results page, you can click and download the results with contact details. Okay, so for Facebook, this is an example of just a typical company profile. So we have here at the top, view breaking news for this company. This is some news feeds coming in from the LN 90-day news, the LexisNexis 90-day news on this particular company, just to give you some extra real-time information on this company. We do have the official social media links for this company that you can link out to and get more information on what's going on within them. Over here, that's the historical content. Then we have our unique Lexis enterprise number, which carries with a company from birth to death so that we can track our information historically and track down companies that have gone through name changes or mergers or acquisitions. We have FEIN numbers, the federal tax IDs. We indicate if it's a parent or a sub or a division, how many companies are in the corporate family tree, if it's public or private. If they're on any of the top business lists, it would be listed here with the rankings. We have when it was founded, where it was founded, communications information, your address, telephone, fax, URL, email, main email for the company. You can click into the web address and get more information, jump directly to the company site. We tried to add some extra links here just to make your research more convenient when you're jumping off to other things. We took some of the main things that our users use and put them on this page. So you could jump to the URL. You could jump to the latest 10K directly. You could jump directly to the Exhibit 21 section of a 10K, which is the subsidiary listing, risk factors section of a 10K, or annual report. That's just to show what areas a company is growing in and maybe different areas that they're pulling back on. The business description, which is written by our own team, is a nice little snippet of information. It tells you when a company was founded, where it's located, if it's public or private. If it's public, it has its ticker and stock exchange, any major brands it owns, what its main function is, as well as size by sales and employee number. If there's any current news going on within the organization, big news, it would also be within this snippet. Financial data. So we have your typical figures, your annual figures from your profit and loss accounts and consolidated balance sheets, as well as fiscal year-end date, number of employees, ticker, stock exchange. Down here we have NAICS. All of this information is searchable. You can search for companies by their assigned NAICS or SIC codes. We do indicate primary and secondary. You can also do searches by more general groups, more general industry groups, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. Competitor data. So if, let's say this is a client of yours and you're actively placing people within this corporation, you can go into any of the competitors here and get contact information for them to see if you can place any people in the same types of companies in the same industry at those organizations, if there's any opportunity there. Executive lists. We have full executive lists. We gather as many titles as we can here, typically from the director level and up. We do have links to their professional bios, which are also created and verified by us. I'll show you that in a minute. We have email addresses here, links to open web news on these individuals. And when we can get them and verify them, we also have LinkedIn links, which go directly to their link on LinkedIn. So you can go jump directly to their profile, see their picture, get some resume information from there. Executives, we also list board members, so chair and members and what committees they're on over here. If they're chair or members of those committees, again, bios, you can click into those and get their professional bios. Former executive lists. We also have former executive lists from the company profile itself too. And these are in alpha order by last name. You can click View More and get a really long list. These particular former executives are compiled by our team of analysts as they're updating content in our database. Down here we have board relationships. So we have, these are all the current members of Facebook's board. And these are all the other boards that they serve on. And you can click into any of these, get the full company profiles, or click into any of the names and get their bios. Executive compensation data. Outside service firms, like their auditor, transfer agent registrar, merger and acquisition activity. That would be important. This is current merger and acquisition activity, or I should say recent and current. That appears in the company profile. And then we also have an archive and a feature we call Merger Track, which is also within this tool, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. Down here we have the corporate hierarchy. So we show levels of reportage. We have direct reportage, like this particular sub-atlas reports directly up to the parent. This particular atlas in San Francisco is a branch that reports directly up to the subsidiary, and so on. The ends are what we consider non-operating entities, so you wouldn't necessarily reach out to those companies because there's no active phone numbers that we could find or communications information for those companies, but they did appear in the company's Exhibit 21 section within their 10K. But what you could do from here is, if you wanted to find additional opportunities within an organization, you could select parents and subs and branches if you wanted, download them, and click off the different details that you want in your download, the communications information. You can get the top 10 executive titles or select specific executive titles that you would want to include in your download and click download. And that would you would do a download into Excel with contact details for the full corporate family to try to find additional job placement opportunities. That is our company profile. Okay. Reason number 4 is to do deep research on executives. So let me walk you through one of our professional bios and the data that it contains. We do a bio quick search. We'll do Canvas. Okay, so Cheryl Sandberg, we're just going to click into her bio by clicking on her name. And you can see we have her year of birth, estimated age based on the year of birth, gender, where she went to school and what she studied, association membership, awards she's won, and all of this information is searchable within. We have a bio search tool. We have a quick and advanced. Advanced is just to perform more layered searches for downloading. The advanced is more for creating lists, downloading lists. But down here we have her current board membership, SurveyMonkey, VDay, Facebook. We also have her current executive position, former board membership, former positions. You can see she formerly was a consultant, a management consultant at McKinsey, economist at World Bank. And down here we have board mates, which it lists all of the companies that she's on the board of on the left, and you can click into any of those and get full company profiles for those, or click into any of the other board members that she sits on the board with for those companies to get their professional bios. And there's also a View News feature at the top here, which it opens up some open web news on the individual that you click into it for. So this is current news that's out there for Cheryl on the open web. Okay, so reason number 5 is to be in the know about organizational changes within particular companies in case the shuffle brings forth job placement opportunities. So I'm going to take you to Merger Track, which is our more in-depth merger announcement tracking tool. Merger Track right here. And basically what this is you can view any mergers that have gone on, that have been logged by our research team in October. You can also select by previous month, back to November of 2014, but the entire system goes back to like 1976. So you can also search for companies using the more than a year ago feature. And this does include pending mergers, closed mergers, completed, which is our own category. And what that really means is not only has a merger closed, but then you can click into the companies involved and get their updated company profiles within corporateaffiliations.com. So you'll see how the companies look after everything fell into place, after the event happened and everything closed and was resolved. So who's working there now, what positions at a high level haven't been filled, the corporate hierarchy, has there been changes to that, maybe the company name changed, corporate structure, that kind of thing. But I just want to show you also that you can search company specific here. So you could do like Verizon. And you can see these are all the recent mergers for Verizon. But you'd also go back to more than a year ago and do archive mergers and see everything that happened there. And you can click into any of the companies in here and go directly to those records within CA. Okay, reason number 6, to identify prospective clients. So you can research and download lists of prospective customers, or I should say client companies, that fit layers of search criteria, like all companies within a particular industry, within a certain region of a certain size. So that would be, jump back to that main company search page. And you can do advanced too. Let me just show you what the advanced looks like, where it's just different layers of criteria that you can layer and search. In this particular case, I'm just going to do a quick here. So let's pick a NAICS group, an industry group. I'll do transportation and warehousing. And then I'll select companies of a certain size, so I can do maybe employee numbers between 200 and 500, and then maybe in a particular area. So let's do within California. And search. You could also add title in there if you wanted to find particular people within those particular companies to have select titles. So then you get a nice list here of all companies that fit that criteria. You can select all and download them into Excel, and it will include the personnel information, the top 10 executives or executives that you choose from that next customized list that you can download and reach out to. Okay, reason number 7. They also use corporateaffiliations.com to identify and download information on executives that look like your best placed clients. And they do this to target them as candidates for open positions. So you can use some select details from a current client's professional bio, like maybe the university that they attended, when they graduated, their age range, gender, association memberships even, former and current company affiliations as either a board member or executive. You can use any of those details to build a layered search. And then once you get the results, you can identify the results and download those details into spreadsheets with contact details. Show you our looks like search here. Okay, so let's say, for example, you wanted to find, I'm going to do a quick bio, and you wanted to find all members of a particular association that maybe one of your best placed clients is part of. So let's just say Women for Women International, we'll try. And you can see who we have in our database that is part of that association. That's just an example, but you can layer many different layers of criteria if you look at that screen here. So you can find anyone affiliated with a particular company, and whether it's current affiliation, a former affiliation, or current and former affiliation. You can find by executive titles, by committees that they're a part of. There's all pull-down menus here. The college or university that they attended, degree, the year of graduation, any certifications they may have, awards they may have won besides associations. And you can download those results. I do want to show you really quick here. The quick search. I'm just going to go into, if we're on Cheryl's profile, we'll go back. I'm going to click in here. I want to show you the looks like search because it's just an easier way of doing what I just showed you. You can do, if you go into someone that you've recently placed, you could click on, open up their bio, click on people like this, and then you can just click off different attributes within her biography. Maybe her title, when she graduated, where she graduated from, maybe a particular state she's in. But you can find individuals that look like Cheryl and then download those into Excel to reach out to. Okay, and the last but not least, reason number 8, if you've placed an executive within a particular company, you can download that company's corporate family numbers. Those are those related companies that I showed you in the company profile, the parent and subsidiaries, into Excel with contact information, so you can reach out to try to get additional job placement opportunities. And I did show you that already, so I'm not going to jump back, but I believe we are at 2:30, so just to wrap things up, I just wanted to mention that our recruiter customers have told us that we give them the corporate relationship content that they need to make connections. And I also wanted to note that Corporate Affiliations corporate content is created and verified by our own team of business research analysts and does get updated on a daily basis. Does anyone have any questions about corporateaffiliations.com?
So if you do have any questions, you can submit them through the Q&A function on the side of the webinar, and we can get to them. Laura, I know we're above time, so please feel free to let me know when we're out. But
Sure.
I did have a question come in about the LinkedIn functionality. Could you either show us or talk quickly about the connection to LinkedIn with the executives?
Sure. Let me show you that. Okay, so within our company, within our bios and our company profiles, you can link out to a person's LinkedIn profile. So for example, basically, I can describe it really pretty quickly here. But what you can do is we collect LinkedIn profiles for people, for the executives in our database. If we can verify those, if we can collect them and verify them, we add the links directly on here so that you can jump directly to them and see what that person looks like without having to. It just saves you a bunch of clicks. It's an added convenience.
Very cool. And then you did mention it at the end that there's a verification process, or the data is verified. Can you just share a little bit more about that process?
Sure. Here at Corporate Affiliations, we have our own team of business research analysts that proactively gathers content, maintains content, verifies content using a variety of sources, whether it be we use public sources, so we will use for public companies like 10Ks, annual reports, the company's official websites for public and private. We gather information from there as primary sources. But then we verify information that comes in from press releases about executive changes, merger and acquisition announcement information. We have a team that reconciles that data online to make sure that we're reflecting the right information after an event takes place. We have a bunch of processes that verify things like addresses, financial data, hierarchies, executive information. So it's really it's a combination of a lot of things, including direct calls to the companies themselves.
Great. Well, I do not have any other questions that have come in. So since we're over, we can wrap things up. Thank you so much, Laura, for presenting today. And if you have anything else to say, the floor is yours again.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Mary. Okay, so if anyone is interested in finding out any more information about corporate affiliations and its capabilities, I'm just going to show you here. I have, you can reach out to Ivan Godino. His email address is there to get some more information, or you can go to our website, standalone. It's www.corporateaffiliations.com, and you can sign up through there. There's a link to a trial form if you just wanted to go on and test it out. So thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you for learning more about corporate affiliations and how it can help you in your profession. Take care.
Ladies and gentlemen, that does conclude today's conference. Thanks for your participation.